Good morning, welcome to the channel. Today you join me in the 2021 Dodge Durango.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
This review is going to be to experience the Dodge Durango, see what it has to offer, see if it's worth its current price point, 37 and change. You know, obviously you have the ability to option up, 37 and change entry level. See if it's very practical for what it is, being a 6-seater. See if it has the performance that we're looking for. There's obviously a nice sports mode in here. So to give it a little bit of power, it's been powered by a 3.6 liter 6-cylinder, and also to see if its drivability. You know, it's obviously packing a lot of weight, I believe 6,200 pounds. Is it agile for what it is? Does it have a sporty feel? And does it command a presence when it's on the road?
And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
All right, so going through a few specs here. This is the 2021 Dodge Durango GT variant. Okay, so it's one up. Comes with an all-wheel drive. Starts at $37,577. This one optioned up a little bit. You know, it's in and around $39,000. MPG, 19 city, 26 highway. Horsepower, 295 horsepower from a 3.6 V6, 3.6 liter V6. The car's very heavy, obviously very big, very spacious. It's a 6-seater. Has two here, 3 in the back, and then another row of seats as well. So 3 rows, 2, 4. You can get about 7 people in here. It's pretty solid. But 6,200 pounds, real heavy. From an 8-speed automatic transmission. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. We're talking between 4,800 and 5,000 pounds is the weight of this car. Towing capacity, 6,200 pounds. Forgive me for that. So we're looking at about 5,000 pounds for this car. All right, which is still pretty heavy. Overall, NHTSA safety rating, 4 stars. Okay, warranty on these things, on these Dodges, 3-year, 36,000 mile basic, 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain. Comes in a 5, 6, or 7-seat capacity variant. Okay, so without further ado, let's take a look-see around the car and get it on the road and see how it drives. All right, so driving the 2021 as I go over a huge curb that doesn't feel like anything on these huge 21-inch rims. I've had this car for about 1 week to date, and I must say I've actually really enjoyed it. I had a pickup truck before this, and you know, a pickup truck, a Toyota Tacoma, obviously being high up on the road. This had a lot of similarities to it. It has presence, right? It's very spacious in the interior. It's got a lot of great tech, Apple CarPlay. You know, again, sits high up on the road, but this one is much more, this being the GT model, was much more performance oriented. So it's, obviously we're talking a 3.6 liter 6-cylinder, but it has 300 horsepower. It's got a sports mode, and so, you know, that being said, it feels fast, it feels quick. You know, you get into it and you're like, whoa, this is a huge thing. This is almost like minivan-esque. But it gets around. It moves quite well. So really been pleased with the performance aspect of this. There are a bunch more variants you could go up. You can get the new, you can get this in a Hellcat now. You can get it in an SRT version, 500 horsepower. You know, big V8 in it now. So if you're not happy with 300 horsepower here, which in my opinion I think feels plenty fast, you know, for just the basic sort of model, $38,000, $40,000. I think that's plenty. You can option this up, you know, to 500 plus horsepower, and we're looking at, you know, you're looking probably at $60,000, $70,000 for the top range. You know, it comes with a big sort of, you know, hood scoop and everything, a little bit gnarlier, sort of cooler paint jobs, bit more nice fit and finish in the interiors. But I've liked the fit and finish of this. This is my first Dodge I've ever driven. You know, looking around the cockpit and stuff like that, the screen is really nice. It's a good size. It's kind of, you know, styled into the dashboard really nicely, nice and flush. Touchscreen has been really responsive. All the technology on it's been really good. I've been really pleased with the tech in this Dodge. I'm not sure if all Dodge models are the same. Generally, you get a pretty standardization right through the range, but this one's been really good to live with. So ticking that box for sure. Performance, ticking that box. You definitely do feel a little bit of weight on the thing. You know, it's a little bit slow to pick up. Just because of the weight, because of the 5,000 pounds that you're sort of moving. But once you get it going, it's, you know, it gets a move on. It's got a little bit of speed in it, so pretty happy with that. The steering's all right. The steering's pretty good. You get decent feedback. Nothing like, you know, super you know, high level German manufacturing cars, but again, we're in a big huge SUV kind of thing, you know, so it feels good. It doesn't feel lethargic, doesn't feel really heavy. And so, you know, again, sort of ticking that box. Practicality, it ticks the box. Looking in front of me here, I have a nice sort of digital display. Everything's done really well. You know, my miles per hour everything is digital. You know, all my my tachometer, my fuel gauge, that stuff's all analog, but done in a really nice, tasteful sort of way. Nice red, nice big gauges and stuff like that. Really like it. Everything on the dashboard here is interchangeable through my center display, and then the technology here is just nice, easily accessible through you know, about you know, a foot or two away, easily to access. What I don't like about the car, just as I'm driving it right now and kind of triggering my memory, is the automatic start-stop button is on by default. So in a car like this, you know, I guess I see it. It's a performance SUV. I guess I kind of see that you know, the practicality. People that buy these cars are looking to save gas. They're looking at their gas mileage and stuff like that. So I understand why you would have that available. I just don't know why it should be set as the default. It should be something that you turn on, not on all the time. So I found myself getting in this car, hitting that mode right there, you know, automatic start-stop off right away, and then the sport mode on, which takes eco mode, which is available as well, off right away. So I'm hitting those two buttons as soon as I get in every single time, which I kind of wish would just be programmed to be on, which you would have the ability to just have it on all the time. So we don't really have that luxury, but it is what it is. Two buttons. First world problem. You just got to flick two buttons, you're good to go. Getting into corners, turning, you know, turning hard, steering, you definitely get a ton of body roll on this thing. It feels heavy. It is heavy. It feels heavy. That's a natural thing. It's not a sports car, so it's not going to handle like a sports car. Be really interested to know what the SRT or the new Hellcat Durango, if there's some sort of, you know, electric slip differential, or, you know, some sort of suspension, you know, tricks that they've put into the car to make it feel a little bit better. But it definitely, you know, is a big car, and you feel it when you're turning and hitting it pretty hard. That being said, let's just give it a little sum here. I'm at about 45. Let's hit it down hard. And so again, it gets up to speed. but it takes a long time to get up to speed. So it's, again, it's not really responsive in the acceleration because of the weight, but eventually it gets up to speed. So when you're bobbing and weaving through traffic and stuff like that, it can be a bit of a cause for concern. You have to really, you know, look ahead, which you're able to do because you're so high off the road. Look at your spots and really plan out your spots and accelerate into them. It's not like a little sports car where you're just one flick of your foot and you're already ahead of 2 cars in that little hole. So it is what it is. I mean, you kind of, you know, if you're after a car like this, this is what you're gonna get. If you want something heavy, it's gonna be a little bit slower, you know, off the line. You're gonna feel the weight, right? I think only when you get into the $100,000, you know, GLS 63s and the, you know, the M5 or X5 competitions are they able to put in, you know, special trick sort of suspension and special things that you know, and tons of power and torque that give you that immediate response and that make a car this heavy feel very nimble, feel very light. But again, we're back in the mass market range. This car appeals to and is available to a wide variety of people at $38,000. So it's gonna do everything. You expect it to do everything. We want it to do everything well. We don't want it to do everything exceptionally crazy well. It doesn't have to be amazing off the line. It doesn't have to handle like it's like a sports car on the Nürburgring. It just has to tick the box. It has to be livable and perform well. And this car, I believe, does that in all respects. Performs very, very, very well. It's a great car. Again, high up off the road, enough power. You could put all your kids and their soccer team back there and comfortably drive them around. The fit and finishes are nice. You know, you got a lot of like, you know, hard touch plastics, but they look okay. The seats are nice leathers. You know, even the shifting knob is a nice leather. Lot of different ports for your iPod, your charging ports, regardless of what phone you're on. Lot of space here for in the side for your coffees, to put any storage space. You know, you got everything you need in this car. So again, after driving it for a week, I'm really impressed with it. I got out of a Dodge Durango, which I thought was pretty nippy, pretty quick. And I got into this thing and it was much quicker. I thought it was gonna be slow, and it was good. It's pretty peppy. So I've been really impressed with this car. I don't think there's anything really that it can't do. I should note that as heavy as this car is and as quick as you can get it up to speed, the brakes are very, very good. They're very responsive. All right, we obviously have 21-inch big, huge wheels on this thing. You know, so it goes over bumps, it rides over bumps really, really well. The suspension, you know, again, it's a big car. It sits high up on the road. It's got big, gnarly wheels, so it kind of glides over bumps, which is a really, really nice thing, you know, for a practical sort of daily driver. But the brakes are they bite really, really hard. So if you get up to speed, then all of a sudden we're heavy on the brakes. They nip it right away and they bring you down to speed great, which I really, really love, because I'm always on the gas pedal getting up to speed really hard, and I hate to have to get over and really bite into the brakes. These ones are pretty effortless, so really, really impressed with that. We can definitely tick that box. Yeah, go. So again, in conclusion, really enjoyed this car. Really enjoyed the practicality of it. I think it's a type of car that kind of ticks every single box in terms of practicality. It's got pretty decent styling. It's an interesting car that gets a lot of looks from a lot of people. I don't think there's a lot of cars on the road like it. It kind of blends minivan, I hate to say it's minivan, with SUV in a kind of sporty sort of way. It's very, very cool. And so it gets a lot of looks in terms of styling, right? Which is kind of cool. Sits high up off the road. It's pretty peppy, spacious. Technology is a win. It's got everything you need. So I rate this car really, really high. After being with it for a week, I definitely recommend the car as a buy. Coming in around $40,000. Might option it up a little bit more. You know, maybe put a few more. I don't even know where we could have maybe a couple you know, driver assist packages or stuff like that. You know, mirror you know, side view, what do we call them, blind spot monitoring, stuff like that. Little assist just to kind of help you out for your daily driving assistance. But other than that, it's been a really, really good car, and I highly recommend the car as a buy. I think for the price and everything, it's a great daily sort of drivable car. So if you're in the market for this, I'd say, you know, the competitors, you know, we're looking at, you know, potentially Ford Escape. We're looking at, you know, the Lincoln what is it, the MKZ or MK, I'm not even sure, there's one up here, MKX. I'll put some of the other sort of options on the screen right now. But again, it's hard to beat this package for this kind of price point. It gives you a lot for the money. So comes highly recommended. I think if you're in the market for a car like this, certainly take a look at a Dodge Durango. For the price, I think you're going to get an awful lot. And I hope that watching this video is kind of, you know, steered you in the right direction and you know, gave you all the information you need for you know, for your car buying process. If you're enjoying these videos, like I always said, hit subscribe, hit all. I do these videos every single week, usually about on Friday. Every time I get 100 likes on a video, so smash that like button. I give away a $200 gift card to one of my random subscribers. So definitely get involved. Join the community, let's grow this thing. Every Friday, got something new coming out, and I'm actually working on my own new supercar in the future. So stay tuned for a lot of cool stuff. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed this one. As always, see you in the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until